up, my man in society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Loke, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. If you guys can share the channel, hit the likes and comment. It does help my channel get into the algorithm. That is how YouTube throws my channel out there and recommends it for other people. If you guys, share it or like it or comment, it does, help YouTube throw it out into the algorithm. So I would highly appreciate if you guys would do that. Now, what I wanted to talk about was something that I was asked for in my other channel, but I decided to break it down right here, is, there's different types of personality disorders, some are more severe than others. Some, show symptoms more severe than others. Just because somebody has a personality disorder doesn't mean that everybody's personality disorder is the same. There's some that, are just like spiraling out of control. There's some that are very dangerous. Some that are just, not so bad. It's a problem that is not understood by most people, right? Most people just think that individuals are behaving this way because they choose to, or individuals are just acting dumb or stuff like that because they don't understand the severe nature of the problem. You know what I mean? When somebody suffers from a personality disorder, it could be very stressful to those who, this individual has in their lives. Maybe somebody they care about. It's devastating, because it's a constant battle. Because it's somebody that you care for, and you're just seeing them destroy themselves. Here in social media, like on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and stuff like that, where individuals watch other people on their day-to-day lives, or them, just breakdown videos or etc. You're watching an individual's life play out in front of you, right? You're watching their arguments or their disagreements or their points of views and etc. So often and not, people are able, because they're watching it like a show, right? So they're able to go back and dissect everything that the individual is saying and how he's behaving. And, like, let's say if you're pushing a certain message or something like that, but as they're watching your video, they could see, you contradicting yourself or the opposite of what you claim, and they could just go read back and watch the videos and over and dissect everything you're saying and stuff like that. A lot of people take cheap shots, especially when they're talking about not having beef with individuals, but then they go and say something slick, and they think that they're really slick about it. See, when you're having a conversation with somebody, like, wait, did he just really say that, or did I really view that right? Like, you can, right, because it's happening in a real life scenario. But when it's a video, you're able to go back and watch it, right? You're able to watch their demeanor, their face expressions, and all of that. So you're able to see where the messages, where their intentions really are. You know what I mean? And I think individuals often forget that that they're being watched, and really dissected. When people are watching and you see all the views, that doesn't mean that that's everybody that's supporting you. A majority of people are just watching because they're looking for you to slip or make a mistake. They give them false confidence. They give them fake support. Just adding fuel to the fire. Just really wanting to play mind games, especially if they know that this individual gives in. They'll mess with them even more. Because of it. You're never gonna win with the audience because the audience has that advantage, and I think often individuals forget that. The only way is to not let it get to you. But when somebody suffers from a personality disorder, whether it's a paranoia personality disorder, whether the person is a sociopath, whether he's a narcissist, whether he's bipolar, and many other, disorders, you know what I mean? Because there's so many of them, that it really makes it hard for an individual to just keep to themselves. But people often did not think that they don't have a personality disorder because they don't want to go get help. You know what I mean? So they just think that everybody's stupid and arrogant and full of it. And in reality, they do have some issues to them. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? A lot of the issues that were caused in individuals' lives, stem from their childhood, stem from some traumatic events that happened in their lives, that pushed them down, down this path. Now, an individual that suffers from paranoid personality disorder, you know, a lot of gang members have this, and that's because a lot of gang members, obviously, had a bad childhood. Not only that, but they were incarcerated at a young age. When you're incarcerated at a young age, what people don't understand is that your character starts building up when you're a child, right? So the events when you're a child will forever haunt you throughout your life if you don't seek to get, professional help. I know people think they have this under control, they have it in the bag, they can work on it themselves, bro. You don't understand the severe nature of the problem. A lot of people just think that people are hating on them, and in reality, it's like you have some issues. You know what I mean? Especially when you're a juvenile and you're stuck in this environment where there's constant fights and warfare, and you're seeing all kinds of brutality. It's gonna take its effect on you. It's gonna take its toll on you. And the juvenile facilities don't understand that because, modern day science, a lot of people are skeptics about science in general, but that's because there's people out there, just because they can't understand or grasp something because they're not educated in it, they believe that this is fake or it's not true, or how do people know, or it's impossible. Bro, you'll be surprised how accurate science is, bro. You know what I mean? Or how much of a special tool it is. But I know there's religion people and skeptics out there because they don't have the knowledge to understand what's happening. These individuals could practically like almost clone people already. You know what I mean? They could do all kinds of magnificent stuff. You know what I mean? To transfer a different heart to a different person, to eyes, to limbs. Bro, science has came a long way. The fact that they're able to grab the eggs of a girl and implant them into another girl for they could get pregnant already in itself is mind-blowing, bro. But see, people don't understand the science of things, or how these individuals are even able to know all this. But that's only because they lack the knowledge of it, and that in itself, like I said, we're all people, and we don't ever want to admit that we're not educated enough to understand this. So instead, we're gonna be like, well, how do they know? Or they don't really know. It's not one, because it's that's that lack of education and that doubt in yourself that people don't want to just admit that they just don't have the knowledge to be able to grasp this. It says more about themselves than it does the actual scenarios. But anyhow, I don't want to steer too far off subject. So a personality disorder, somebody that's paranoid, right? Somebody that's paranoid, it stems from betrayal, somebody that they care about, somebody that they cared about at a young age, ended up, maybe backstabbing them, or they seen that they betrayed them, or somebody that they hold to a high standard in emotions, right? Like you guys were you were my boy, or you were my road dog, or whatever, and you're gonna do me like this, like somebody, so the stress of the nature is what creates these paranoia disorders, right? Or maybe a family member, maybe the mother always never kept her promise, the father maybe never kept his promise. So these people have a really hard time trusting individuals, or they think individuals are always plotting against them, right? Every conversation is about, like, let's say if let's say if you three homies, you guys are chilling, three homies, right? And you go get your two homies a beer, right? And when you walk in, they're right there whispering to themselves. But maybe homie was just telling him about some serious issues he's having with his inner relationship, or whatever, But then this homie who suffers from paranoia, he's gonna think that they're saying something about him, that it was about him, and it's gonna bug him all day. If they don't tell him, it's gonna bug him all night, and he's gonna wonder what was being said, and he's gonna think it's about him. That's somebody who suffers from paranoid personality disorder. You know what I mean? They constantly think that things are about them, or people are plotting against them, or, certain things are about them, even though it's not. But they think that whatever problem that they see in society, or whatever is happening, and if they have some drama in their immediate life at that moment, whatever, they're going to try to link this to this, because to them it's always about themselves, like what's happening about them, like it's all about them. They live in their world. somebody like that is quick tempered, is quick to snap or make a smart remark back at somebody because they think that their character is being under attack, even though that's not how this individual meant it or whatever. They always think that it's about them, so they're always in defense mode for that very reason. Because they think that their character is always being assaulted. You know what I mean? And that comes from somebody who was mistreated, verbally insulted at a young age. So they create this resentment. So that's why they're so quick tempered or quick to snap like that. Again, stemming from a paranoid personality disorder. Um, you know, um, but people are always conspiring against them, or they're always being attacked, and they trick themselves into believing this bro, because to them they share narcissistic tendencies, right? So they put themselves on that high pedestal, right? They think themselves highly, that they automatically think that scenarios are about them, even though you can try to convince this person that it's not. Since they think themselves so highly, that it must be whatever mistake or whatever bad thing happened in their day must be related to this, because they refuse to believe that they committed an error, that it's their fault, or that they have anything to do with it. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always this person, that person, that something bad happened in their life, but it's never because of their actions. Now, they are intelligent enough to be aware of this, where they're able to say, but don't think I'm just a person who never made mistakes. I made mistakes. They will say that. They will never say the mistakes that they made, but they'll go ahead and say that comment, because to them, it's like they're not really admitting none of their mistakes. You get what I'm saying? They're just saying that they made mistakes. A narcissist could say that, but they'll never go into specific of what mistake they made. Like Donald Trump, he always said, yeah, I made mistakes myself, but he'll never talk about the actual mistakes he ever made, because now it's about them, and they make no mistakes. They know how to play the game. You know what I mean? That's why personality disorders are looked upon as skeptics. When people diagnose these people, because they think that they're justifying their character. They're not justifying their character. They're explaining why these individuals are this way, not justifying it. You know what I mean? Because you shouldn't show no sympathy for these kind of disorders, because you can go and get help and get it treated, but it's their stubbornness. You get what I mean? That is the problem. It's hammering that home, that is very difficult for individuals to actually go and seek and get help, or why it's so hard to treat these people, because they're adults. So you know what I mean? It's really hard to you can't force an individual. You know what I mean? But overall, that is why some people suffer from paranoid personality disorder, and why they behave in the manner that they behave. But this was just a quick breakdown. Share your opinions, your thoughts in the comments. Shadow, we up.